Hey, lovelies. We're going to go on a bike ride again. Yay! So today we are riding the East River Trail in Green Bay. It goes from about, it actually connects to the Fox River Trail in downtown area. And then there's a couple sections where you kind of got to ride along Main Street and Cass Street that equivalent to like a mile and a half, I think. And then the main trail section starts about just past Mason Street. And it's about 8 miles long. So when me and Dan ride it, we get 20 miles in to go from our house all the way to the end of the trail and back. I'll put up a little piece of a map here so you can kind of see how windy it is. I just cut out my highlights of our ride, like my favorite parts, my favorite little sections. Because this whole video that I edited down to 6 minutes and 48 seconds was like 30 minutes long. And it wasn't even the whole trail. It takes me and Dan to go down and back. It takes us about an hour and a half. So it's a pretty healthy ride. It's fun. There's a bunch of different sections. There's quite a few bridges. There's some like boardwalk type stuff where it goes over like swampland or wetlands. You go through like a small arboretum. I want to say it's called the Bard Creek Arboretum, but don't quote me on that because I don't think that's right. It was paved in 1990. A local businessman, Dick Resch, funded it, basically. This is a good trail because only the very beginning of it rides through streets or has some sections in streets, and then there's like a small section that follows along Bellevue Street for just like a couple blocks because they have to avoid a railroad bridge. You get a lot of wildlife on this trail too. On this particular ride, we saw a deer, quite a few pelicans, rabbits, obviously squirrels, a lot of birds, a lot of different like smaller birds. There's sections, it goes through several different parks where you can rest. There's restrooms. You're not too far off the trail from like a restaurant and some stuff if you wanted to stop. There's a couple little, you can see them, I think one of them's coming up here. You can see that they have little like fishing stands off to the side so you could stop and fish if you really wanted to. It's a cool trail. I definitely recommend it. It is one of my favorites, and I love this trail.
I don't think that's gonna work. That might be a problem. I don't think we can keep up traffic. Yeah. No.
Now, if you're interested, I'll talk a little bit about my bike. I broke 100 miles on my bike. It's a Velotric Summit 2. Had it for probably about a month and a half. We had to take some days off because of sickness and injury and rain, but we did finally crack 100 miles. I think mine is at 125, and Dan's, I believe his just cracked like 114, but he got his like a week after, like 2 weeks after mine. So, for us, we did it. Got our first 100 miles in. Oh, look, there's a bunny. So as far as like how the bike's holding up after a month, I still love it. It's still great. Battery's holding a charge. This 20 miles that me and Dan did used about 40% battery, and we mostly had it on eco and trail. I used my throttle a couple times just because I was messing with Dan and kind of running away from him. But it was mostly pedaling, mostly on eco. I bump it up the trail to go up and over bridges or hills or stuff like that just to make it a little easier on my knee. But beyond that, it's holding up great. I have really no complaints about the bike. Definitely highly recommend. Dan's bike has been having a little bit of an issue where his stem came loose, but we did watch a couple YouTube videos and we figured out how to tighten it up, and now it's a-okay. So definitely recommend. They're definitely holding up. We've added our own pedals to them. We've changed out the handlebars. Dan's adding a rack to his with a basket. I'm going to be painting my fenders glittery black, so that'll be interesting. If you want to see that, let me know and I can do a little bike tour and I can show you the handles and the pedals and all of the fun stuff that we add to our bike to, make it mine or Dan's, because mine's purple, and so I have purple accessories, but Dan's is also purple and he has orange accessories, so it's interesting. And I want to add some pinstriping to mine to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. And Dan wants me to paint his Velotric down the frame a orange, so that'll be interesting to see how I have to do that. So I'll shut up now. You got about 30 seconds left of this video. If you made it this far, let me know what your favorite trail is to ride. Anywhere. It doesn't have to be in Green Bay. It could be anywhere, because me and Dan want to travel all over the place and ride trails. So let me know what your favorite trail is to ride, and I will talk to you later. Bye.